You are given immortality with the side effect of being sent back in time 2000 years. Would you accept this offer? And if so, what would you do? Not enough information. So I will describe the conditions on which I'd accept. I'd do it if I was immortal, would not age, and could not be injured permanently. You should add, cannot be trapped and or some sort of supernatural power. Otherwise, people will solve you by burying you alive, drowning you, or otherwise restraining you. Just travel, dude. Change names as you go. Sure, it might be suspicious if you live in one place for decay, but if you are constantly moving, none of these ancient people are going to see your photo and bury you alive as a witch. Haha. Going to Rome. Baby. Oh yeah. I hear Pompeii was a pretty great place to settle down. I mean, if you are immortal, that would be a hell of an event to have front row tickets to. Could maybe get there 5 years early. Save a select few for shits and giggles. I would. You'd basically get to witness all of recorded history firsthand. Although by the time it came around to present day, your would have been lifetime would fly by in comparison to your new lifetime. Then you gotta deal with eternity by yourself, which doesn't sound pleasant. I'd need to know the details of my immortality. Can I get hurt? Do I heal? Do spawn and come back to life somewhere if hurt? Do I have to eat? Or is eating and drinking an option? But I can skip it without any issue. And what happens when I get tired of living? Can I call it off myself? Then I'd need to have some kind of knowledge of languages. But if those issues were satisfied, yeah, I'd go back. Right. Last thing you want is for someone to encase you in a lead tomb and toss you into the ocean once they find out you can't be burnt at the stake for being a witch. Only if I was both invulnerable to injury and had the ability to kill myself if I chose. There's a lot of details we'll have to clear up, tbh. Have your people call my people. 2000 years ago. This is easy. Move to Lucille Berhak. Lay low. Gather a group of strong men around me and train them for 4 centuries. Establish trading connections around the Low Countries and Saxony. Around 500 set. Declare the independent state of Luxembourg. Fortify the most strategically important site in Europe. Conquer Antwerp and Rotterdam. Act as the western gateway for that sweet Hanseatic trade money. Ingratiate myself with the ruling European families. Profit. Centuries later, probably start writing a fictional vampire series about my experiences. Edit. Thank you everyone for the awards. I can't believe this blew up. The answer is kind of based on a headcanon story that I've had for a long time. I don't play Crusader Kings, but now I'm definitely going to check it out. You all made my morning. A lot of people have mentioned potential downsides, but another one, even if you have invulnerability, is the possibility of being imprisoned. Maybe they can't kill or even hurt you, but they could lock you as a prison or trap you in a cave or something for eternity. Imagine being trapped in a dark cave for thousands of years with no way to die no matter how badly you wanted to. That's straight up torture. Imagine then 2000 years later they find you while digging to build a new building. At that point you have gone insane and are a shell of your former self. If I'm being offered this, my 2k plus year old self should be around to tell me it's a go or not. I will wait on myself to tell me to do it or not. Plot twist, your 2k plus year old self is the one offering you immortality. Travel to Antarctica, because it will be there. Edit. I never expected this to get to awards. Thank you all so much. Build a settlement with functioning heat, running water, indoor plumbing, and invite a few hundred select people. After the kids come of age, kick half of everyone out. Invite a few new people in. Gotta keep the gene pool fresh. Name it Scratlantis. Make sure you have a ton of acorns. I will literally freeze myself just so someone can find me, and I'll bust out of the ice all cool like, and it'll be cool. I do not want to menstruate for 2000 years. Hallelujah. Am I also invulnerable? Like, can disease or traumatic injury still kill me? I wouldn't want to go back to a time without modern medicine, unless I'm also invulnerable. I mean, being immortal, nothing could kill you. The real question is, can you be permanently damaged? Like, imagine being a useless, inanimate lump of flesh that just lived forever. That's almost a Star Trek bad guy. Do I still age though? After the age of 70? You're gonna be old and brittle, and it's only gonna get worse. You gonna be a new guardian of the Holy Grail. Sure, because 2000 years later I will be right where I'm now. Just with immortality, you'd be a completely different person though. All the things you'd have learned over that time. All the things you'd have forgotten. I would let some guy go to art school, so he could be happy creating moche drawing, and did not become a fascist leader. Nice idea, although I doubt Billy Bat would be happy with that timeline. Hell no, you haven't thought of the smell. I think the fact that it'd be immortal wouldn't be a problem. The fact that my immune system and every highly developed virus and bacteria in me would kill most parts of the world's population within months after my arrival is a lot more concerning. What would eternity be without company? And you wouldn't be able to speak any languages for at least the first year. Had Latin in school. This would really come in handy. You're immortal. How wonderful. And going back to 000 years will allow you to become rich and powerful. Knowing that there's gold in the Yukon. Or diamonds in South Africa. Knowing about the geography of the planet. Being able to buy the early works of Da Vinci. Or Michelangelo. Backing Rockefeller and Carnegie when they are starting out. Buying a ton of Bitcoin at 6. Owning Apple and Google and Amazon shares. Rich and powerful. But everyone you ever meet will die. You will have children and lovers and spouses and friends. And you'll have to bury all of them. As we get older, our perception of time shifts. And that's why as adults it seems like the seasons are racing past. Accelerate that. Centuries will fly past in a heartbeat. And it will seem that the baby you saw born will have died in the blink of an eye. How can you possibly risk emotionally engaging with them knowing this? We are pretty good at generating, processing, and transmitting information these days. And we are only getting better at it. That means you're going to have to keep your immortality a secret. Because it's the holy grail of mythology and science. And if word gets out that you're immortal, you will be hunted relentlessly. You will be taken into custody and examined meticulously. Right down to the last bit of your DNA. You'll need to be very good at running and hiding. And you won't be able to trust a single soul. Who know what the long future holds for humanity, or this planet. There could be another great extinction event that wipes out 90% of life on Earth. You'll survive. But what else will? Maybe you'll get to see humans travel and colonize other worlds. If we can solve the FTL dilemma, eventually the sun will explode. Or just fizzle out. You might be lucky enough to have escaped this planet before the sun swallows it. But then you'd be adrift. Unless, as I said, there were colonized planets. Even if there were, eventually the universe will expand and fizzle out. In what science speculates will be the Great Freeze. There will be no stars, no planets, no life except your own. There will be nothing. Nothing but you in the entire universe. For all time. Alone for eternity. I think I will P-button this proposal. Chicken. I'd like to think that even my dumb but understands basic concepts of science enough to kickstart technology on an incredible pace. We'd be landing on the moon in the year 1000. Ignoring the whole you won't be able to speak the language and you'll die of a disease in a weak aspect of it. Wash your hands moves medicine up like 1800 years. Understanding how a wing generates lift, how electricity is generated, and a very basic understanding of the periodic table of elements accelerates science by centuries. Gunpowder, the printing press, Newton's 3 laws of motion and the theory of gravity are all something I could explain on a basic level. The scientist who discovered and advocated for wash your hands was roundly ignored, and Ike died of suicide thinking her failed. Doing that 1,000 years earlier would be a hard row to hoe. That scientist isn't an immortal god who has a seemingly endless well of esoteric knowledge stored in his head. Hell yeah, I'd get to live with my ancestors. All my life I've wanted nothing more than to understand my Native American tribe's language and way of life. There's so little of it left. I'm so sad we've lost it. Edit. Whoever gave me the Huggy Bear prize. Thank you. We all need a bear hug sometimes. In it, just be careful you don't do the nasty and the pasty and become your own ancestor. Well, I think I'd make a decent great grandma. I'd probably do the nasty thing. Absolutely. Just wait 2000 years. Maybe duck around a bit in the meantime. Well, Guess I'm gonna get meet some Native Americans. See you guys in 2,000 years. Why in 2,000 years? This actually happened to me. I just kinda laid low until Narmish and then told everyone who was gonna be the US president every election. Nothing changed. Everyone just kinda goes whoa every time. This is what would happen. Who would you even tell any of the shit you know? How would you do it? You start telling some fucking just graduated cave person about Wikipedia and electricity and they're gonna be like, wow, that's all super cool, but what? Or just kill you for being crazy / annoying / a witch / because it's 2000 years ago and people killed each other cause there was no TV. Really? I could go between being hopelessly homeless and betting on anything I could and winning big. Living the high life. I'd love to experience both rich and commoner lifestyles in all eras. Yes, and I would do my best to keep an accurate account of history. If I did not feel much physical pain, I would explore every bit of the earth and one day launch myself into space. Mental notes. Apple. WW2. Bubonic. Nirvana. Expect the Spanish Inquisition. America. Keep an eye out for that. Shakespeare. Earl of Sandwich. Prussia. Crusades. Condoms. Card tricks. Jesus. If I'm also invulnerable to disease and highly resistant to injury, fatal conditions, etc., then yes, I would accept this offer. I would form a society of watchers, which would watch over other immortals and make sure that the game never ended. On a serious note, I would love to be immortal. If there isn't too high a price, don't make me a vampire. Please. I would be happy to observe history unfold. Yes, I understand that my loved ones would age out and die eventually, but I would be happy to know them and to know how the future goes. I could play a hand in the good of mankind. Join Cheryl's Theron superhero team. I understood that reference. Am I really going to procrastinate and watch the old guard again? Probably. Depends on if invincibility is a part of that offer. Ick now. I won't die, no matter how many pieces you hack me into. If so, then I won't accept that offer. I would rather have the ability to die. I'm gonna party like it's 9. Chloe Helen of Troy. I'm black, so my answer is no. Apostrophe. I'm black too, but I definitely take this deal. If someone's being racist or an asshole, just beat their ass. What are they gonna do about it? You're ducking immortal. Also, historically, there are a ton of African empires that would be awesome to live in. If you're worried about it, just avoid America and Europe until the 2000s, and you should be cool. Go back to the era. Bring the secrets of gunpowder and steel working to Ethiopia or Mali. Watch as a very different world forms as humanity's tech revolution takes off one continent over. I'm a woman. No thanks. I'm pretty sure I'd just be burned as a witch, so yeah, I'll probably P-button that as well. So many more questions to ask. What age will I be? Or will I continue to age? Will this immortality mean that I'm healthy? Or am I missing a lung or something? On second thought, no, I would not accept this offer. Move over Muhammad and take a seat, Jesus. The people of the world now worship rat_condom. I'm afraid. Welcome the embrace of rat_condom. Yeah. I'd like to hang out in Israel and get the straight scoop on that guy claiming to be the Messiah. It'd sure be nice to have a video camera too. Good luck having enough memory to capture all the good bits through history. Yes, go straight into blacksmithing. The Smiths always live through wars. Invent steel, the industrial steam engine, and gunpowder 1,000 years too early. Steam turbines lead directly into electricity, eventually, computers, then the internet, then begin development of Star Citizen, and maybe, just maybe it'll be in beta by 2020. Never, I'd never give up my wife and son for what would be an eternity without my love. I feel the same way about my partner. He's worth more than 2,000 years alone. Imagine falling in love with a beautiful woman. She is kind, sweet, caring, and everything you could ever ask for. You marry and spend your time together, and then you have to watch her wither and die while you carry on forever. So then, 50 years later, you meet another woman whose smile makes you giddy and touch gives you goosebumps. you marry, and enjoy your life together, and then you watch her wither and die, while you carry on forever. Over and over again the cycle perpetuates. You find love, but it lasts but a brief moment in the overall span of things, as you will continue on and live forever, while you always have to live through losing her over and over again. A dozen of her, or 1,000 of her. Fuck that. I'm good. Yeah, as long as I stay as a teen or young adult. Lol, trust me, you would want to be in your late 20s for this. I would befriend Jesus and then write down his life story and teachings so I could set the record straight for historians, philosophers, and churches throughout time. Also, I would tell Tiberius to sail west to reach India. Lol, then I would buy real estate in California and Manhattan and play backgammon until 2020. Sell everything. Buy a rocket from Elon Musk and fly until I escape our universe into the 5th dimension and post this question in r/Askreddit yesterday. Yes, I would be the second coming of Christ. That's a tough call. I feel like as a woman, going back in time is tricky. Going way back, I'm in good shape. But then there's a pretty long period where things are gonna suck for me. However, I'm still gonna go for it. I feel like with a good head start, I can earn but money, and with my foreknowledge, I can use that money to like fake being a man for a few centuries or something. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe for more videos.